What's going on, everybody? My name is Asante Lucas,
And my name is Nazir Lucas.
and this is The Dark Mode. This is a series that we're going to start doing on YouTube where we talk about anything and everything that we want to talk about or you guys want to talk about. You can put your comments down in the comment section of the topics, whatever you want us to talk about.
Just talk about some real world stuff with y'all, kick it back with y'all, put it down in the comments down below, and we even talk about it.
Yeah. So, for the first episode of The Dark Mode, today we'll be talking about Ukraine and Russia. We want to Yep. Yeah, we want to talk about Ukraine and Russia, and do you think what Putin is doing is I won't say acceptable, but do you think it is? Do you have an understanding of what he's doing?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't really think I do. I don't, but I understand he's trying to take it over, but he's not trying to destroy the whole thing. He's not trying to destroy the whole thing. He's just trying to weaken them. In my opinion, I think he's just really trying to scare them. And other than that, I don't think he's trying to destroy the whole place.
So you don't understand why he's doing it?
Nah, not really.
So basically, to make a long story short, what happened was Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, and in Ukraine, they decided that they wanted to be their own nation and they wanted to do their own thing. And what happened was NATO was formed. You know what NATO is?
I heard of NATO, yeah.
Well, yeah, NATO basically is a group of countries. I forgot how many countries it is exactly, but a whole countries come together to form an alliance, and they swear it's a duty that whenever an enemy attacks them or something like that, then they will come to assist them. They will come to their aid. So basically what happened was Ukraine, like I said, split off from Russia. Ukraine basically split off from Russia, and Ukraine wanted and NATO are talking to each other. Okay, and Putin, Putin don't like that. Putin don't want them conjugating with one another, talking to each other, because NATO or the U.S. is Russia's enemy. Okay, the U.S. is Russia's enemy, and they don't like that. They don't want them pushing up on their territory like that. So basically, NATO got too close to Ukraine, and hence what you see now going on.
Right. See, now, it is crazy, man. It is crazy times right now that we living in right now. This is real crazy times that we living in right now, man.
So do you understand why he invaded Ukraine?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, somewhat. It's still just hard to believe, that a war, it's just hard to still believe that a war is going on.
Yeah.
And, it's crazy how other people gotta evacuate the place. That's people's homes that's being destroyed. Mm-hmm. I seen on the news, it was this apartment building had a huge hole blown through it.
Yeah.
That was somebody's home. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was somebody's home.
Yeah, but also that's like I used this as an example before. This is just like California telling the U.S. they don't want to be a part of them no more. And so then you have Russia or China or North Korea go to California and tell them, we want to assist y'all. We're going to arm you. We're going to supply you with weapons, armory, ammo, guns, tanks, planes, all of that. What I ask people is, what do you think Joe Biden will do at that point? Do you think Joe Biden will just sit back and let Russia supply California with all this, or do you think Joe Biden will say, hold on, let's go and let's put a stop to all this? That's where I'm looking at it from.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see now. I don't want to sound like a bad guy, but
Right.
the thing is, you have to look at it from see the thing with war. There's always two sides to a story. You can't just look at one side. Like you go on the news, CNN, it's going to show the destruction. It's going to talk about it's going to show what the U.S. wants them to show, and that's just what it is. It's what it's going to be. That's what it's always been, and
That's how all the news networks work.
yes, it's always how it's going to be. But you have to look at it from both standpoints. You have to look at it, if you were the leader of a country and your enemy was trying to push up on form an alliance with a country that's literally right next to you, what would you do? That's my question. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm like I condone war. I don't. But at some point you have to do what you have to do, and Putin is doing what he has to do. Like he doesn't want to kill he doesn't want to kill anyone. I mean, like I said, he's letting people evacuate. He's letting people escape. It's just
Right.
when you look on the news and CNN news, and it says this many number of civilians died. They're not talking about the civilian. They're tricking people with that. They're not talking about the people who want to escape and who are escaping. They're talking about the people who the Ukraine president, I forgot his name, but their president is supplying giving Ukraine's people weapons to fight the Russians. Mm-hmm. So when they talk about on the news that they're supplying or these many civilians died or Russia this and that, you have to our Russian army are killing the civilians that are trying to kill them. I don't think that's what people are understanding. Putin is letting civilians that want to leave. It's just the ones that don't want to leave and want to fight. Those are the ones who aren't living. So I mean,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. I watch on Instagram too. There was a bunch of people out there with AK-47s and a bunch of assault rifles and stuff. It was a bunch of civilians that was up there in lines, steady getting guns in Ukraine to fight the Russians. I seen all that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the news is deceiving, and we all know this. The news is deceiving and it tricks people. But like I said, I don't want to make it sound like I'm condoning war, I'm condoning murder or killing, and I'm not. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want to see none of that. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, he's a leader of a country and he has to do what he thinks is best for him and his country. You can't fault him for that. I mean, you can't fault him for that. It's his country. He's doing what's best for it. Mm-hmm. So, you have anything else to add?
I know Biden's putting these sanctions out. He put these sanctions on them to limit their war spending, like their military spending.
Yeah.
Kind of lower that down.
Yeah.
And
Thing is,
he's putting that on them.
But the thing is, that's not effective. That's not effective. I mean, I think this is just their way of, or Biden's way of trying to get involved and making it seem like he's getting involved.
I kind of think of it as an intimidation tactic, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of like a weakening point.
Yeah. I think this is his way of trying to get involved, making it seem like he's involved. And I mean, you can't. But then I also say this: you can't fault. I saw an interview with Joe Biden when they asked him, They asked Joe Biden, what are you gonna do if there are Americans in Ukraine? What are we gonna, send a rescue team to come rescue them or anything? And he said, no, we can't. We can't do that, because if we do that, it's going to be the start of a World War III. We can't do that. I do agree with Joe Biden on that. If the U.S. decided to send some troops to Ukraine, it would be World War III. It would. So I understand that, but the sanctions, those aren't doing anything. I mean, I don't understand what that's all about. I mean, that's not doing nothing but hurt. It's not doing nothing but hurting us. I mean, you go outside.
Hey, look, I know that the oil supply, all that stuff, is coming from Russia.
Yeah.
I know that stuff is coming from Russia. So if you cut that stuff off, you can't cut that stuff off.
Yeah.
You can't cut it off. But if they disconnect from us, we kind of done.
Yeah.
We kind of done over here.
Yeah. I mean, you go outside, you look at the gas prices.
Them things is going up too.
Yep. Going through the roof. You gotta, those sanctions ain't doing nothing. So, like I said, I'm not condoning it. I'm not condoning Putin. I'm not condoning none of that, to be honest with you. I don't want to make it seem bad, but to be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm sorry to say, like, I mean, that's just, I'm sorry to make it seem like that, but I don't.
I mean, I was thinking about like the drafting and stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that military drafting and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thank God it hasn't came over here, none out over here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this stuff is serious, and I'm glad that it ain't, a real big thing up and over here. It's just more or less down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm not. Listen, I don't want to offend any veterans or anything like that, but that's just thank you for fighting for the country.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not for me. I'm not an army guy. I'm not gonna shoot no guns. I'm not gonna shoot no guns at people that haven't done anything straightforward to me. Come on now. So, thank you guys for tuning in. This was the first episode of Dark Mode. Like we said in the beginning, comment. You can comment any questions or any topics you want us to discuss down below. We will get to them. We will do them. Okay.
We will read.
Yes, we will. Mm-hmm. So, without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in.
And we will see you all in the next one.
Yes, we will.